This is Sprint 2. So first we're going to tackle the game CPP, or rather as it's now been renamed, Draconis.cpp. It's been made into a singleton, as you can see. And that means we have all of these functions moved into the public so that we can still get the information and set whatever we need. This mostly just relays it to the parent engine so that it can set it all up and we don't really worry about it. Sadly, run game and end game are public right now so that it can be called by main, but I don't really see a way around it, so it's going to have to stay that way for now. The CPP file itself is very bare bones. We're down to like 82 lines. It's great. And most of that's just comments. We have game start, we initialize the start scene, update, draw, and then terminate everything. It's very, a whole lot of nothing. Let's move over to the camera manager for now. As we can see, again, singleton setup. We have a default cam that we will initialize whenever the camera manager is first created. And then we just return that camera, and then we can set the current camera to be different than the default one. Pretty straightforward. Then we have drawable. We're going to game objects drawable, which has draw, and updatable. Two very complex classes filled with many things. Game object similarly has a ton of stuff in it. The one thing to note is that I am including the various managers, the singletons here. This is simply so that the child game objects can all access them easily. They don't have to constantly include them. Because as it stands right now, every single game object with a model shade or texture needs access to the camera. So I might as well consolidate all of those includes into one place. Moving on, to address the notes from last time, the error message for the various resource managers now throws the key so that whoever's in charge of it can see, oh, this is the key that has the problem, they can go and fix it. Scenes. We have a scene base, which just holds the 4 functions that we're going to be calling on those scenes. The scene manager is a singleton who holds the starting scene and the current scene, and then has functions to get the scenes and set the scenes, yada yada. And then most of its functions are just relaying information to the current scene. So set the start, so initialize, update, draw, scene end, and then set start scene is the only one that really changes things for now. I am certain that's going to get worse later on. Moving on, within load all resources, we have that set start scene we mentioned earlier. We have our game start here, which just really includes some basic setup, but that they can edit however they want. And then we have first scene, which is a very simple scene with a frigate and a world plane. And it just creates it, update, draw, delete. The frigate and the world plane both mostly just took the code from game.cpp and moved it over into their own files. We have all of the information we need, the 2 graphic objects. Go in, and we just set it all up. Check for the keyboard, draw, delete. Same with the world plane, except it doesn't have a big update. It just creates, draws, and deletes. And let's now look at it. So if we run it, we will see our lovely little plane flying around. The one thing to note is that sadly, I have one leak that I can't track down for the life of me. So hopefully I'll get to that next week. But yeah, for now, that's everything.